Well, hello. How are you? Welcome back. I'm Shiddy Bill. You're watching another shitty day, and this is our Thanksgiving episode. And if you ain't liking and subscribing, then you. Now, to our episode. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another shitty day. I'm Shiddy Bill, and this is our very first Thanksgiving episode. And today, we're going to be talking about some things that we're thankful for. And thank you for being here with me today. This week has been so exciting. So last week I was a little hungry. It was late at night, so I went on over to this new place. It was called what's the name of that place? It was Waffle King, and it's down yonder in Chatsworth area. You know the one. If you know, you know. So I pull up in my Ranger, and I see this firecracker of a woman. She's sitting outside and she has one of them Marlboro red cigarettes just dangling from her lips. And I knew my food was going to be good. Because if a looker like that and a smoker like that is cooking my food, it's going to be good. So I went inside and I sat down. She comes over. She gets my drink order. Her name on her little badge says Sheila. That's such a beautiful name. So she brings me my coffee, and I'm sitting there and I'm waiting to order. And I happen to look over, and Sheila is fist fighting a 300-pound grown man, and she's bashing him over the head with a skillet. And the police came and they got her, and they dragged her out, and she was kicking and screaming the whole way through. And when I looked out there and I seen her sitting in the back of that police car, I knew that was the one. I knew I could change that woman, and I was gonna change her. I went on down to the local station and I posted her bail, and I got her out. And we've been together ever since, and we're happy. And I am also happy to say that I am in love. And yesterday was Thanksgiving, so I decided I was going to bring Sheila over to meet Mama for the first time. And Sheila walked in, and she's looking good. And I said, Sheila, baby, you sit on down on the couch. Let me go talk to Mama real quick, see if she needs any help. She says, okay, baby. She sits down, and she lights her up a cigarette. So I go on into the kitchen. Mama's peeking around the corner to see who I brought in with me. Today's episode is brought to you by Dubby Energy. If you're down and feeling like a dummy, go on to their website and order yourself some Dubby Energy. Use promo code SHIDDYBILL, SHIDDYBILL, for a discount after purchase, at the end of purchase. Hey, this is my first time doing a commercial. Just respect the fact that I'm even doing one. And thank you. Now back to the episode. And you wouldn't believe the kind of stuff that was flying out of my mama's mouth. It honestly shocked me so much that I had to write it down. Let me just pull this up real quick. Man, Mama was not a fan and she was not impressed. She said, baby, that is not a woman you brought into my house. That is a walking yeast infection. I said, Mama, a walking yeast? She showered yesterday. I seen it. So that was strike one for Mama, was the way she looked. She said, baby, Bill, she looks like she might have gotten kicked out a time or two in her life for fighting over the last pregnancy test down at the Dollar Tree. I said, Mama, we can't be judging people just based off their appearance. She said, baby, She smells like Bush Light, Marlboro Reds, and disappointment. And what else she say? Oh, this one. This one is unforgiving to Mama. I said, Mama, you can say whatever you want, but don't you ever say that again. She said, Bill, that woman that you bought into my trailer looks like she been raw dogged at a monster truck rally. And I lost it right there. I said, Mama, don't you ever talk about Sheila that way again, or you're gonna force me to move out of your house. And I don't even care about the towels. I'll go sleep under the bridge with Sheila. I'll sleep in my truck with Sheila. She'll keep me warm. I don't need your crusty towels. I don't need your moldy room that you have me living in that you don't make me pay rent for. I don't need none of that in my life. You're going to respect Sheila today. She said, Bill, if she gets in my way, I'm going to roundhouse kick that bitch. And that's when I knew she meant business. She meant business. So right away, my first instinct was I got to keep these two as separated as possible. And that is when Sheila overheard Mama running her mouth. And she came in a blazing ball of pure fury. And she said, What did you say about me, bitch?
And she said, What did you say about me, bitch?
And you can call Mama anything you want, but you don't call her that word. She snatched Sheila right on up by her hair and she slammed her against the wall and said, Listen here. You smell like a possum crawled up into your cooter and died 2 years ago. Now go on back into that living room and shut the hell up. So I reckon she did. And I prayed the whole day that these two would just coexist for one night. Just let us get through this meal and we can go on our separate ways. I'm just sweating thinking about it. Boy, it was talk about nerve wracking. Nerve wracking. That's what that was. I could feel the hairs up my spine standing up like a rabid dog the whole Thanksgiving night. I tell you. And that was right around the time I started to get absolutely starved. I was so hungry, I could have ate a horse. I do believe so. So I look on over and I noticed that Mama had just finished her devil eggs. And fun fact about your boy Shiddy Bill is I am an absolute sucker for the devil's eggs. So when Mama wasn't looking, I grabbed one of those suckers and popped it in my mouth as quick as I could. I scarfed it down, and boy, it was good. Mama turned around a few minutes later and she looked down at the tray and she said, Bill, I know you've been finger blasting them eggs. Those aren't done sitting yet, and they are not for you. And I said, Mama, I'm sorry. I'm hungry and I need to eat something. And they were there, so I had me one. I apologize. She said, They're not done yet. They haven't finished sitting. And they call those devil's eggs for a reason. And I'm not going to have it again because last year you almost destroyed my septic tank. You know good and well that they're called devil's eggs because they send you flying by the seat of your britches to the commode. And that's pretty accurate, actually. Last year, I had atomic gas. and I accidentally blasted a hole through my pants and had to walk around the whole rest of Thanksgiving night with my buns exposed and people poking and prodding and picking on me. But it ain't my fault that them devil's eggs do that to my stomach. I mean, they absolutely destroy me, I tell you. But they're so good. Mama has this little. I ain't even gonna get into that. I'll be talking about devil's eggs all night. And while we're waiting, the whole family's coming over. We got our cousin Kyle. We got our uncle Randy. Pawpaw will be there. Pawpaw lives there. Pawpaw's best friend, uh, Cleve, something like that. I don't know the man's name. I've only met him a time or two, but he was coming over. All my aunts, my brother was there. Earl Jr. came over, and it wasn't even but 1 o'clock, and Uncle Randy was drunk as a excuse me. Uncle Randy was drunk as a skunk. I tell you, he kept getting into Mama's secret stash, and by about 3 o'clock, he had finished almost all of Mama's cooking wine, 16 beers, and he was sipping on Pawpaw's stripper shine. He was feeling good, I tell you. So he went outside. I guess he was hot. His skin was blood red and his head looked like a giant cherry. And he walked on over to Pawpaw's shed and he unzipped his pants and he whipped that thing on out and he pissed all over Pawpaw's shed. And let me tell you something, if you don't know my Pawpaw, you don't touch his tools, you don't touch his shed, you don't touch his truck, and you don't touch his woman. And I reckon Uncle Randy had to find out the hard way because I looked on over and Pawpaw was walking outside shirtless with a belt in his hand, no shoes, and only wearing tidy whities. And he was making his way on over to Randy by the shed. And he was letting out growls that sounded like native warriors. He was going, "Ah, la, 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 la." His tongue was flipping. I could see I could see him turn. He was just his veins were sticking out and he was ready to go. And he got over to Randy and he put whooping on that man. He put Sheila came outside and she started screaming, "Randy, you gotta fight back, you gotta fight back." But there's no fighting back with Pawpaw when he's mad over something like that. He smacked him right across the face with that belt and he climbed on onto under that shed and he stayed there for the rest of the night. We had to bring Uncle Randy his Thanksgiving plate to under the shed where he ate it and never came out. And you might be thinking, wow, Bill, your family sounds very exciting. And you would be right. I'd say I have the best family in all of the world. And some of these family members will be joining me on the podcast in the next few weeks, and I cannot wait to introduce them to you. And I reckon I already promised my cousin Earl Jr. a spot. He'll be coming over in the next few weeks, and we'll be recording an episode. And I'm just going to tell you now, he's full of it. He's always talking about stuff he has no idea about. Always wanting to tell me that my daddy didn't get abducted by aliens, that he's in Guantanamo Bay, and he's hiding from some people he owed money to because he had a gambling addiction, which isn't true. My daddy was a hard-working man when he was not in jail. So I'm sure me and Earl Jr. will be talking all about that. Guys, I really wish y'all could have seen Uncle Randy get the dog shit whooped out of him. It was probably the funniest thing I have seen in my 30 years on this planet. And let me tell you, we had the biggest feast I had ever seen at the trailer park this year. Mama made the very best burnt stovetop stuffing. It was delicious. We had the delicacy, pumpkin pie with the whipped cream in the middle. You know the one. Yeah. Sheila, she bought something over called Dorito salad, and it was just a bunch of crushed up Doritos with some ranch dressing piled up on top of it. And honestly, it tasted a lot better than it looked, but we're just going to tell her it was good in hopes that we get lucky tonight. You know, what else we have? We had boxed mashed potatoes. Those hit the spot like always. We had probably the driest stuffed turkey I've ever had in my life. And I'm not sure what it was stuffed with because it had a little bit of a taste of what I would only imagine cat piss tastes like. But we don't judge. Not in Mama's house. No, sir. Um, Pawpaw bought his stripper shine, moonshine. That was fun. That had us loosened up a little bit. And I reckon Earl Jr. brought over something that nobody wanted to touch. I couldn't even describe what it looked like, but it smelled like cigarettes. And I wouldn't go for it. Neither did anybody else. And let me tell you, ooh, I have to breathe over thinking about this because I was so damn mad. Ooh, I could feel my blood a boiling thinking about it right now. You know, every year, my cousin Kyle gets the damn wishbone. Every year. And we always let him do it. We don't know why. He collects them. He makes jewelry out of them. So we usually just let him have it. But this year, I wanted that wishbone because let me tell you something. If anybody deserves a wish this year, it's Shiddy Bill. It has been a rough year. So I'm carving a Thanksgiving turkey, slice by slice. I'm laying each piece over individually into everybody's plates, and I'm trying to make this a nice presentation and all of us just to have a nice meal for once. It's not like we get together every week or anything. Um, so I finally get to the wishbone and I grab that sucker and I'm about to break it in half, and boom, cousin Kyle football tackles me right on out of my britches. My pants was down. I stood back up in fox style, ready to throw hands with Kyle, and then I realized, Shitty Bill, it's your cousin. We're not trying to go to jail this holiday. Breathe, take it slow, and let this grown man have his wishbone. So he yanked it out of my hand and he runned outside and started screaming about how winner, winner, chicken dinner. We weren't even having chicken. Stupid. That bone was from a turkey. And he went and hung it up on his little dash outside on his truck like he was proud of something. So I waited until he went to the bathroom. And I went and I took a big old dump right in the back of his truck. Surprise, mother chucker. Right now, I want to get into a segment. I have a list of everybody in the comments' least favorite Thanksgiving dinner meal items, choices. So we're going to get on into that. And we're going to call it Most Overrated Thanksgiving Foods. We'll be right back.
Hey, Shiddy Bill here to read you the comments that were left for me on what you guys think are the most overrated Thanksgiving foods of all time. And let's get started here. Looks like we have a turkey. You're wrong. Deviled eggs. Try again. Turkey. No, you're wrong. Green bean casserole. Y'all obviously have never had Sheila's or Mama's green bean casserole. Well, not Sheila's, but you know. And it looks like we got another green bean casserole, broccoli casserole, green bean casserole, cranberry sauce. No, everybody loves cranberry sauce. Green bean casserole again, pumpkin pie, green bean casserole, and deviled eggs are the worst way to cook eggs? If you say so, pal. Another green bean casserole and pecan pie. I personally say it's that nasty shoe tasting ham. But it looks like we have a winner. We have a winner. And that's going to be green bean casserole. So, there you have it, folks. Green bean casserole is the most overrated Thanksgiving food of all time. Back to the show.
And welcome back to another Shitty Day with Shitty Bill. And you're watching the very first Thanksgiving episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed your Thanksgiving. And leave in the comments what your favorite food of the holidays was this year. Um, I forgot to tell you, Mama went absolutely crazy this year, and she wrote a big old list of things on the refrigerator for the house to follow this year. Number one being don't touch anything in the aluminum foil. Number two, all leftovers is Mama's, which is bull. Because let me tell you, I stole the turkey this year, and she didn't even say thank you or nothing. And that's also part of the reason I'm thinking about moving out of her trailer that she don't make me pay rent for. So mad. And the last rule stated if Sheila opened the refrigerator that she was banned for life. And that is when Sheila flew off the deep end and she went and she yanked Mama right up on out of her moo and Mama's moo went bouncing crazy. Me and cousin Kyle and Earl Jr. we grabbed a bed sheet and we wrapped it around Mama and tried to calm her down and cover her up, but it was too late. Mama had black in both of Sheila's eyes, and Sheila is in fighting stance, and Mama roundhouse kicked her right up on out of the house. And that was the night that my baby might have possibly ruined Thanksgiving because she upset Mama. And as I recently stated, we do not upset Mama in her own house. If you would, please put in the comments what you were thankful for this year because I want to know because I'm curious and I'm going to tell you about what I am thankful first and foremost, I am thankful for Mama. Because even though I'm thinking about moving out of her trailer, I love that woman. I love her cooking. And I love her for making sure that the aliens never come back for me. They might have took Daddy, but they weren't taking her baby boy. Number two, I'm thankful for scratch off tickets because one of these days I'm going to be a millionaire and I'm going to own my own trailer. I might even own my own trailer park. And I'm going to put Earl Jr. way on down at the end. I'm going to buy Mama a new trailer and I'm going to put her right beside me. On the other side, I'm going to have one reserved for when and if Daddy comes back. I'm also going to go on and put Pawpaw in the retirement home because let's face it, we can't control that man. At at this point, he's taking his shirt off and beating everybody with a belt, and we can't control it. We can't stop him. But I'm thankful for him. Number three, yeah, number three. I'm also, man, I said also a lot. I'm thankful for my beautiful Sheila, and I'm thankful for meeting the beautiful Sheila at the Waffle King. I'm thankful for Waffle King fights. I'm thankful for beer. I'm thankful for monster truck rallies, and I'm thankful for you. And I just want to thank you again for tuning in with your boy, Shiddy Bill. And I hope you had a very shitty Thanksgiving. God bless. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment and tell me what you want me to talk about on the next episode. That was for my thumbnails. Yeah, I'm working on thumbnails. Anyways, all right, bye.